Hi, and welcome back to our channel. Today I'm going to talk about one of my favorite topics, which is, are digestive enzymes good for you? Now, of course, we know that having a healthy digestive system is going to make us feel much better, right? It keeps our immune system strong. It keeps our weight at a good weight for us. It also helps us to get the nutrients out of our foods that we consume. And also, it keeps our energy levels high. But as soon as that digestive system seems to kind of start ticking downward, we suddenly feel low energy, we're feeling more bloaty or gassy, or we just have a lot of symptoms that we can't understand why. And so one of those really important things that are sometimes overlooked in the digestive system is our digestive enzymes. Digestive enzymes are a part of our digestive system that helps us get our minerals and vitamins out of the food we eat. So before we dig into our topic today, I just want to highlight what we're going to go over. And first, we're going to talk about what are digestive enzymes, and then move into how do digestive enzymes even work, and then how to find a good digestive enzyme that you can take daily, as well as, what kind of happens when you do start digestive enzymes. It's also good to understand that, the difference between a probiotic and a digestive enzyme. And we'll also run through who should not take digestive enzymes and what might be the most effective one, as well as what kind of foods can we just add into our daily diet to increase our digestive enzyme ability. So before we really get into all of it, I'm just going to introduce myself. My name is Marcy Baskey, and I'm a functional nutritionist with Fluso Nutrients, where we work to educate and support you on learning more about supplementation so that you can choose a supplement that's going to be best for you. Now, of course, it's best to speak with somebody who is supplement literate so that you make sure you're getting a supplement that's going to be best for you. And using this education as well as maybe some expert advice can definitely help you make the good decision. So what are digestive enzymes? And what they are going to be enzymes that are made within our stomach and made mostly in our pancreas, which help to get the minerals and the vitamins out of our foods and help keep our gut microbiome healthy. Now, if we have diminished digestive enzymes, that oftentimes means that we do have a lower functioning digestive system because they work very much together, and when one is out of sync, another one usually follows. Our digestive enzymes work in a really fun way. And what they do is they help to break down the food that we eat into smaller molecules so that they can be more easily absorbed in our small intestine. So we have three main categories of enzymes, which is amylase, protease, and lipase, which all function differently. Amylase breaks down our carbohydrates, lipase breaks down our fat, and protease breaks down our proteins. And with those enzymes working properly, we have really good digestion. We eat some food, it doesn't sit in our stomach for a long time, it just tends to digest and we don't even think about it. If you are lower in digestive enzymes, then oftentimes you're going to feel food sitting in your stomach too long, or you feel full with what, in respect to what you ate might not have been a lot, and you just kind of feel like you have a really full tummy, or you even feel bloated. So that's just a body sign that maybe digestive enzymes are low. Now, in addition to kind of feeling those sensations, you might be ending up with more acid reflux or a sense of indigestion, just like it's kind of coming back up. And the reason for this is because food is sitting in your stomach and it's actually fermenting. And so that fermentation process, it makes gases, and those gases tend to either come back up or we just feel it in our stomach like it's really hot and hard. And so that's just a sign, as I said, that you might be low in digestive enzymes. And what I'm talking about today might be a really helpful supplement for you to incorporate into your daily routine. Now, if you decide to take a digestive enzyme, the way to do them is you need to take them daily. at least multiple times a day. It's not just one per day and you think that's going to be enough. That's not how it works. And I'll talk about that a little bit later. And as you begin digestive enzymes, there really is no risk. Some people might feel like they have a little bit more loose stool, or if they might be feeling more burpy. And if that's the case, then you just need to cut back on the digestive enzyme in terms of maybe you're taking too many at one time, or you just need a different one. There's many, many on the market today. So once you start taking a digestive enzyme, you should feel relief from your GI symptoms that you were complaining about or that were your primary concerns. So things like bloating, gas, extra acid reflux, that indigestion feeling, the feeling of fullness after you eat for a particularly long time. Digestive enzymes should definitely make those much better or even get rid of them completely. Now, other signs that you're low in digestive enzymes can also be fatigue, just a low level energy. And that's because, as I mentioned earlier, what digestive enzymes do is break down our food, is that if we can't break our food down properly, then we're not getting those minerals and vitamins absorbed well in our small intestine and getting into our cells. And our cells need all these certain nutrients to help support the mitochondria and the production of our ATP, which is our energy. Now, when looking for a digestive enzyme, because you're kind of thinking, okay, this kind of sounds like me. I have some of this bloating, I have some fullness after I eat, kind of tired. What you're wanting to look for is going to be really specific to you. Now, if you feel that you're just kind of feeling like, things really aren't digesting, you just need a lot of extra support, then just getting a digestive enzyme that is purely enzymes is going to be perfect. What you're going to look for is a higher food chemical codex, which is a FCC, and that's just how much enzyme is actually in the product. If you have questions, you can always ask a provider to help guide you on that. But you want to look for that, number one. And number two, the other thing is that if you're feeling like, you have a lot of symptoms, so you have more acid reflux, you're feeling like there's a lot of bloating, there's a lot of gas, then sometimes finding a digestive enzyme that also has betaine in it is going to be just extra supportive. Betaine is actually hydrochloric acid, which oftentimes when we're low in digestive enzymes, we're also low in that. So having a combined enzyme like as one with betaine and all of our enzymes in it can be just double the support. Now, I've talked a lot about symptoms such as bloating and gas. I even brought up some diarrhea, constipation, that digestive enzymes can help. And sometimes we get lost in the thought of, well, do I do an enzyme or do I do a probiotic? Because I've heard a lot more about probiotics in the health of our gut. And it really comes down to, where your symptoms are and how you're experiencing them. I think if you're feeling like after you eat, you have a lot more symptom, especially up above your belly button, then an enzyme might be your first go-to. If you're having lots of constipation or diarrhea or lower abdominal bloating and pain, then trying a probiotic might be an option for you to go to. Now, you can definitely take those two together. They don't have to be taken separately, meaning you can take them, every day. But I think it's always really important to start one at a time. So if you're thinking, well, I want to do both, what do I do? I would say begin with a digestive enzyme if you feel like you have more of those upper GI symptoms, and then get used to that, see how it feels, and maybe that's all you need. If not, then you can always add in a probiotic. Now, digestive enzymes are generally safe for everyone, and it really just comes down to knowing how much you need in terms of when you take it and how many capsules to take, or sometimes, it does come in powdered form, so you can sprinkle it on your food as well. And so that is very specific. And with all of my clients, I always give a general recommendation on how much to take. But then I'm very clear that sometimes, everybody needs to kind of work it out for themselves. And so, as it's safe for you, sometimes it feels like if you take too much, like, oh, that didn't work out. and you just need to back it off a little bit. Now, as I mentioned, that digestive enzymes come in many forms. So they can come in capsules, they come in powdered forms. They also come in gummies. Some people like that way. But the important thing to remember is really how much you're taking. And so if you're taking just a straight digestive enzyme that doesn't have any hydrochloric acid in it, typically people will need maybe 2 capsules per meal. And it's best to take it 10 to 15 minutes before you eat so that the enzymes can get activated and then you eat and it does a much better job. If you have an enzyme that has a little bit of betaine in it or hydrochloric acid, then also taking it 10 or 15 minutes before you eat is going to be where to start. But you can also take it as you eat. So you could take a couple bites of your food and then take your digestive enzyme. It can help just as well. And sometimes people just feel better with it that way. The other thing to remember is that they are effective in the moment. So you take it with every meal, not necessarily snacks, just breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But you don't want to just take it with breakfast and think that it's going to help you all day, because that's not the way they work. You have to take them with your meals. And one last thing about taking digestive enzymes and eating is that you need to chew your food. And this is a common theme. A lot of times we're in a hurry and we're eating our meals fast, so we don't chew as well as we should. And chewing can really activate those enzymes. And so if you're struggling with a lot of digestive issues, it's always positive to slow down when you're eating. But as well, if you're throwing digestive enzymes into the mix, chew your food really well, because try to activate a lot of your own natural enzymatic actions. Now, I also mentioned that I was going to talk about foods that you could incorporate to increase enzymatic function. And while the best ones are going to be raw fruits and vegetables, but 2 fruits in particular, pineapple and papaya. Both of those contain bromelain, which really helps to digest proteins. Now, you can add those in to your daily meal plan, maybe just weekly meal plan, just to kind of activate additional protease going on in the digestive system. And plus, they're pretty tasty. So it's a good item if you want to do it more naturally without taking a supplement. As well, fermented foods also help to increase digestive enzymes. So things like miso or sauerkraut or kimchi or yogurts, they also help to increase that digestive function or that enzymatic function in our stomach. Now, just to kind of do a brief recap, I hope you understand what digestive enzymes are. They help to digest our food. If you're struggling with upper GI bloating or kind of the lots of burping or just feeling full for too long, that might be an indication that you need some enzymes. Finding enzymes that are going to work for you will be really based on your specific and unique needs. So, depending on the bloating, the gas, and the things I talked about, make a decision based on that. Also, make sure you're taking your enzymes throughout the day with your meals and not just one time a day. That will be most effective. And know that digestive enzymes aren't going to be harmful. They're only going to be helpful. So if you try them, I think you'll enjoy them. They work wonderful. I love them. Actually, I took them for a long time when I had my own GI stuff going on years ago, and they were really helpful. So I hope that this was informative for you, and now you're better armed to make a decision about your digestive health.